Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another reaction video, and today I'm going to be checking out the band Orthodox, which I have not checked out before. It says on my last FM that I had like 4 or 5 Scrabbles, something like that, so I've listened that many times ever, but I don't remember. It wasn't like an active, I don't think I'm gonna listen. It could be like, you know, a mix radio or something. I haven't actively checked them out, but I'm going to be seeing them. I'm going to a different state to see a show where there's like Distinguisher, Boundaries, Fox Lake. It is a heavy lineup, and they are on there. And I've also seen them working with visuals, working on their visuals with Nick Chance from Distinguisher. He does photography, you know, music videos, videography, that sort of stuff, creative work. And I've seen them working together, so I figured I would check them out. I also need to do a Fox Lake video, so we're just going to do all the bands on the lineup that I'm excited to check out. So I'll be listening to Cave In, which is actually a single from their most recent album, so I will link any merch or physical copies I can find in the description, as well as the music video that I'll be using for Cave In, all of their social media as well. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking, and we are going to get straight into it. Hey, Nick Chance visuals.
Start to distort, can decide what they even support. The outcome is out of your control. It's hard to create when fortune favors the cause. Fortune only favors the cause. Taste of desperation, the lasting bitterness of hope. Focus on a new fixation. Finish tightening the threads for your love. David. David, don't try to shake the mold. Embrace the choke of your creation, the lasting sore on your tongue. Destroy the make of your foundation. Feel it slice through your lungs. The outcome is out of your control. Fortune only favors the cold. Don't try to shake the mold.
dirty. Oh. Orthodox, Cave In, let's discuss. So this single is taken from their album, like I said, Learning to Dissolve, which is out at the time that I'm filming this, so this is already out. This was a single that was released like a month before the album, so at the time that I'm filming this, I believe the album's been out for like a week, 10 days, something like that, somewhere along those lines. So it's been out very briefly. I will, like I said, I'll link everything you might need in the description. I'll definitely want to check it out after hearing this. The guitar, really, that's where I think I was most invested, was like in the style from the very beginning to like that intro riff onward, but also a bit invested in the drumming in the same way. But really, beyond just that intro riff, you have some of the stuff that's more fast-paced, that adds more of like a sense of urgency type of feel when it kicks in, sort of adding, and the visuals were very well done to play off that, especially with how it progresses later in the song and some of the camera work and such, but the sound of it I really dig. And I've talked on the channel too about how things that fall more hardcore vocally, like when it comes to hardcore vocal delivery, not even production wise, I wouldn't say, just delivery, somewhat production though, because it would have to do with some of like the stylistic choices, some of the raw feel. There are times where bands that go towards that style fall off for me, because I don't love some of like the space. It's sort of, I don't know how you would really describe it, but with this, it didn't feel like, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel, I guess with some bands, to me, they do, like the production to me, it just sounds sort of like, it's just missing something. And I know it's a stylistic choice and it's supposed to be that way, but for whatever reason, I'm just not able to get past it in a way. There are certain bands where I just can't get into it, where this, it does not feel like it has some of the characteristics in those vocals on every level that tie it to that sound, but it's definitely not in the sense of where it's something I can't get into. Although, like I had said, the parts that I was like most invested in, most drawn to, came in instrumentally, that it still was a matter of being able to enjoy all the pieces of the song, really, especially going to see them live and stuff. It was to where I might not have done this video otherwise. There are like a ton of videos that I'm making right now, but also gonna see them live, gonna check them out anyway. Obviously, seeing a band that's on the lineup, you want to check them out, so I knew at some point I'd be listening to this, but also seeing that they were working with Nick, I guess it's just like one of those things where you like see a name and you're like, that is a strong recommendation. Like I'm gonna make sure to do that, and I'm gonna make sure to do it like towards the beginning of all of this, and I was not disappointed either. So I think it's definitely in the vein of like other bands on that lineup that I had mentioned, like having that toughness to it, but also sort of being able to, because you can't just throw chaos into a song and have it work. It has to also sort of hit on a different level that settles in and gets your attention and that sort of stuff. So it feels like that was accomplished. There are parts that are certainly on that more chaotic side, like I was mentioning, with like the visuals matching up to that feel, like that sense of urgency type of thing. But there are also parts where it's more of like, I can't remember what was exactly being said. It was like, embrace the taste of desperation, maybe, or something like that. After one listen, it's hard to recall directly on lyrics sometimes, but at that part, it was a much different feel, more sort of settled. It's a chance to breathe a little bit, to tie in those moments where it's like, really fast riffs, more chaotic feel, that type of stuff. But when it comes to the vocals, for me, it's not my favorite style, as I had mentioned, and I don't mean that in any sort of way where you might like be able to, it's not like I think it sounds, it's just there are certain styles that are more appealing to me. But In bands that I do listen to that have this style, this will probably be the one with the potential to go the most on repeat and be one where as I listen more, maybe the vocals even grow on me, because there are some bands where I listen and I'm like, I don't like the style, but I also don't really like the vocals. With this, it didn't feel that way for me, you know, especially being able to recall like lyrical moments after one listen and stuff like that. I know that it wasn't something to where it was like, I'm gonna completely focus on like other parts of the songs, you know? So again, that really has to do with like my taste and what I listen to most often. Obviously, when it comes to subgenres too, the nice thing is that if it's something like you don't enjoy maybe like one characteristic that falls in like one of those, but then there are other parts, so many other parts that you do enjoy of the song, like, you know, in heavy music, having some of those, I guess, like the similarities that you can find maybe in like guitar work or styles of drumming and such, being able to do like work around that stuff. But it's also nice finding bands like this where you don't feel like you necessarily need to do that and might be able to further branch out your listening, you know? So I feel like the album will have the ability to be something that I do start jamming a lot, or it might be something I don't click with all the way for like the reasons only being, you know, the stylistic. This is going well. The stylistic like vocal choices that I haven't quite got into all the way, but again, it doesn't feel like that's very likely to be the case based off of this song that I've heard. So very long-winded, but I do like to make sure it doesn't sound like I'm saying something that I'm not saying, you know. So this will be something I revisit. I don't think it will be like 10 times a day listening, you know, but something I'm doing listening, getting to know more before the show, and I'm very excited to see them live and dive into this album, really. So again, all of their social media as well as the music video that I used in this reaction will be in the description. For Chance visuals as well, Nick Chance and the visuals, he did this music video for them, and as I had mentioned throughout the video and stuff, he's really great vocalist of Distinguisher as well as doing creative work too. So his links will be in the description, all that good stuff. You can also find my link tree in there, which will have the invite for the Discord server that I talk about in every single video. We have music-related conversation channels for all sorts of music-related stuff, as well as channels for stuff unrelated to music. So if you're interested in coming to join, check out the community. That will be there, as well as my Instagram profile link, where I post all music-related content, whether it be my chart on Friday of what I've listened to the most over the course of the week, my never-ending merch collection, or if I've been to a show that I have pictures or videos from recently, maybe something like that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in that, my handle on there is the same as my YouTube channel. It is Rachel Reacts, but again, it will be in that link tree in the description. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.